A live look right now in the Big Apple, where there are presidential rumors swirling around. The governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, visiting Staten Island this morning. It's only one of New York's 5 boroughs that's heavily Republican, the only part of New York City that former President Trump carried in his bid for the White House.
Yeah, Governor DeSantis attending a law enforcement conference with the NYPD. This was on Staten Island. And though he hasn't officially declared yet, everyone is talking about a possible run for the White House from DeSantis. Again, not confirmed, not even close yet. Joe Borelli is a New York City councilman representing Staten Island. Councilman, I believe, was at the event today where DeSantis was. Can you talk to us about that? Essentially, what did you hear from the governor of Florida today?
Yes, Sean, thanks, and good morning. In the Staten Island Republican Party and some of our law enforcement union friends, we're really happy to have the governor here. Quite frankly, he was comparing the Big Apple to the Big Orange. And when you put the two back to back, you see one state that has supported law enforcement officers and another state where defund the police and all the woke ideology rings true every day. And you look at the big picture statistic. Florida has a 50-year low in crime, including violent crime. And if you open up any tabloid, if you turn on Newsmax, you turn on some other TV stations, you can't get enough videos and images of what's happening vis-a-vis crime in New York State. It is a completely different scenario in Florida, and having the governor come and highlight some of the accomplishments that he's made down there was welcome for so many Staten Islanders.
Well, Joe Borelli, Lee Zeldin, I saw, he made the introduction there. He ran for governor. He was a former congressman here in New York. What was the mood there like?
It was very excited. You know, I'd be lying to you if I don't spend some time on Zillow imagining myself a Florida resident like so many others. But Lee Zeldin was here to introduce the governor and to really highlight that this state had a choice to make last year, just like Florida does. Here in New York, you know, when it comes to law enforcement, I was just at a protest last week to protest the release of a cop killer on parole. In Florida, those sort of things don't happen. When you have a state legislature and a governor who wants to put sensible policies in to protect the public rather than care about criminals, I think it's only fair to see some momentum behind Governor DeSantis, whatever he eventually decides to do.
Really quickly, before we go, was there any tone or undertones there of this guy may be campaigning, this may be a part of a campaign to assess if he wants to run for president in 2024? Did you get any of that feeling going on?
Look, if he's putting his toe in the water, he probably got a good reception today. I'm sure he's going to get a good reception in Chicago later this afternoon. Yeah. But he's going to get a good reception anywhere where we value law enforcement over the criminals in this country.
All right, Councilman Joe Borelli joining us live from, again, that event where Governor DeSantis, again, in New York City today and making more stops at multiple sanctuary cities. We do appreciate that, Joe. Councilman, thank you.
Thank you.